Yo, what's up, you guys? It's me, Omni here, and I'm coming here today with a Dragon Ball theory video about the Saiyans going back to their Ozaru origins. And I know a lot of people in the DB fan base want Super Saiyan 4 to be canon, or like anything dealing with the Saiyans' origins or their roots. And we kind of seen a glimpse of that in the Dragon Ball Broly movie, because Broly doesn't have God Ki. We seen what a true legendary Super Saiyan can do. And in today's video, I'm going to discuss with the evidence that I found from something in Dragon Ball Z to see if the Saiyans can go back to their Ozaru origins. But before I do that, I'm gonna let my intro play.
Yeah, you already know. Yeah, you already know. Yeah, you already know.
Hello, Jimmy on a
I really love my style and I really love my flow. When I beat an omni god, but you already knew that though. Niggas dying for attention, that's what's keeping them alive. Niggas play like they real, but they really in disguise. They gon' care, and I know I wear a mask sometime, but that's only to hide my menacing side.
Well, now that that's done, let's get to this video. Okay. We know the Saiyans, right? They have tails. They had tails. And I'm about to rant about Dragon Ball story real quick because they seem to mess it up tons of times. With here, Goku, right? Correct? Goku was born with a tail. Goku had a tail, but it was cut off or taken off. Correct? Vegeta was born with a tail. He had it cut off. Gohan was born with a tail, but he had it yanked off. But Goten and Trunks weren't born with tails. It's like, that really throws me off, because how was Gohan born with a tail? Goku didn't have a tail when Gohan was born. He got his tail removed when he was a child. So that doesn't mean if you get your tail taken off, that doesn't mean your child won't have a tail. So Goten should have a tail, and Trunks should also have a tail. It's kind of a mess up in the story, like they never explain why they did not have a tail. It's like, and Gohan wasn't barbaric neither, like how they say, oh, the Saiyans were close to animals and so on and so forth. Gohan he wasn't a barbaric child. He was a nice child, but he still had a tail. Same with Goten and Trunks. If anything, Trunks is more barbaric than Kid Gohan was. But that's besides the point. Let me get into these two pieces of evidence that I figured out. One was in the Dragon Ball Z anime, and the other was in the Dragon Ball Z manga. The first, since it's less reliable because it did only happen in the anime, did not happen in the Dragon Ball Z manga. Gohan had a tail, and when he went Great Ape, Piccolo blew up the moon and yanked Gohan's tail off. But in the anime, it grew back. See there? In Dragon Ball, we thought, you get your tail took off, can't come back. There's no way to come back, you just got your tail cut off, right? But in the anime, Gohan's tail grows back. Then again, it's taken off by Piccolo again. But there's proof that a tail can grow back. Then you're like, oh, that's an anime only thing. But this is what I'm here for today. I was in an anime debate group looking, just scrolling, and I seen something about, it was showing a Dragon Ball manga scan, but it was a fan sub, and I was like, I don't believe he said that in the original, Dragon Ball manga. So I was just scrolling through the Namek saga, like the events leading up to the Namek saga, and I actually found something I wasn't looking for. I seen Vegeta in, I think, one of Frieza's ships with some of his men, and one of the men stated, "Unfortunately, we weren't able to regenerate your tail." And Vegeta replies with, "No matter, it will grow back in time." And this is the official Viz translation. So unless there's something wrong with the official Viz translation, Vegeta states that a tail can indeed grow back. So why haven't there? See, it's like they completely forgot about anything dealing with a Saiyan's tail. Now you can say, oh, they long surpass anything dealing with the Ozaru and the great apes and yada yada this, but that is their Saiyan blood. It's something they cannot forget. It just happens. It's in their blood. So Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans, that should know anything, any and everything about Saiyans, literally states it will grow back. A tail should grow back. And you can be like, oh, but Vegeta's tail never grew back. Goku's tail never grew back. But there's something wrong. There's something bad within the story. Like that is definitely something bad in the story. But then, if you use the anime only thing, Gohan's tail technically did grow back. So it's not like it's not completely backed up with no evidence at all. Gohan's tail in the anime grows back. So what Vegeta stated has to be somewhat true, because it does happen some way, somehow. Yes, it is only in anime, but when you put two and two together, that's how it goes. So it makes me wonder, what can they do with the Ozaru thing? Because you know, we still haven't got completely into the Saiyans background. I know we learned a lot, well, a moderate amount of knowledge of the Saiyans from the Broly movie, but we really just never go deep and gritty into their background. Like nothing just deep and gritty. But me, a personal fan of Super Saiyan 4, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Goku and Vegeta, I really do truly believe they can bring the tail back. And personally, I felt they should have brought the tail back with the Universe 6 Saiyans. But as we know, they were further developed and they never lived as like barbaric animals. And I guess that's why that was the justifiable cause of the Saiyan tail. They were monsters. They were just destructive animals with no brain, basically. They just fought and just acted like animals. But it's just like a big gap in the story plot. If Vegeta is someone that knows everything about the Saiyans, says a Saiyan's tail can grow back, it makes you wonder as a fan why they never, use any of that. Like, they never used that and like went further into that. They just kept pushing Super Saiyan this, Super Saiyan that, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan. But like, yeah, the Super Saiyan is definitely something of Saiyan blood, because only a Saiyan can get it. But like, I believe like that great ape, that tail, it pushed Dragon Ball a long way. Like Golden Great Ape from GT. I know we don't want to speak on GT, but like, I'm just using it as an example. Vegeta went Great Ape, Goku went Great Ape, Gohan went Great Ape. Like, Great Ape was something significant until Super Saiyan came. Like, even when Goku went Kaioken against Vegeta, that Great Ape transformation was still like supreme. It was there. Like, that's what a Saiyan meant to do. Like, they could throw basically like the fake moon in the air, like the little key blast that substituted the moon to transform into Great Ape. Like, I just believe that should have been heavily pushed on, but yet it wasn't. And when I just scrolling through and I seen this manga panel, I was like, Vegeta states it can grow back. Why would Vegeta say that if he's lying? So me personally, I threw everything up in the air that they could easily go back and, you know, see this manga scan. Because I mean, isn't the, well, all the Dragon Ball Z arcs, you know, were very iconic, but you know, it's the Frieza saga, it's the Namek saga. I mean, it's their most popular villain or whatever, Frieza. So why not go back? You know, who doesn't remember the Dragon Ball story? So I believe they can do a lot with it. I believe they can do something with, I'm not just gonna say specifically Super Saiyan 4, but something of that material, like in that range. And I really believe they can do something with Great Ape again, because you know, they might fight bigger monsters now. Like, I know we're in the moral arc and the moral things going on, but I know like they might fight bigger creatures, I mean just in size. So that's just me speculating, but it's a lot they can do with it. Like, they can channel the Great Ape or something. Like, what I mean by that is, like, they don't have to go big anymore, like all that power, all that like Ozaru rage and barbaric nature. They can contain into one thing. We see how Kale contains her legendary Super Saiyan. How when she goes crazy, she was able to contain that. Why not? Why wouldn't the rest of the Saiyans be able to do that? And that'll be a good, like, you know, like an in-depth story for the Universe 6 Saiyans. They can find a way to explain why they do not act. They never did have tails, or were never shown to have tails. And back to the Ghost and the Trunks thing, like, they weren't born with tails. It's like they completely forgot about tails. You like, oh, their tails got cut off when they were babies, but like, they didn't show any context of that. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but they just completely written out the tails, everything dealing with like natural Saiyans, like Saiyans before Super Saiyan. And then like, I don't know, it's just making me like freeze up on my words that it's so much they can do with it. Like, we see Cumber even in Dragon Ball Heroes, how he has like the Great Ape, like he kind of channels the Great Ape. Like, he's real big and furry. He's like he's more resemblance like to a giant Super Saiyan 4, or like a Golden Great Ape basically, with Super Saiyan 3 hair. So like, I believe, and don't they tend to like, I won't say that, but Dragon Ball Heroes, non-canon of course, but you know, stuff happens in there that we need to see. And like, we've seen Super Saiyan 4 in there, yada yada yada, stuff like that. But it's like nothing. It's just, you know, the cycle of transformation gets so repetitive. I like how they did Evolution Blue with Vegeta, and I like how they gave Goku a technique in Ultra Instinct. But those are just, you know, like, it isn't, well, Ultra Instinct is a pretty big jump from, like, they're just average Super Saiyan, continue to grow type thing. But like, I believe it's going further away from their Saiyan roots. It's like, in the story, like in the beginning of like Z, I ain't gonna say Dragon Ball, because you know, like, Goku was basically the only Saiyan there. But I'll say like Z, where they pushed like through the whole Z. They were able to do these things because they are Saiyans. Saiyans is because they fight because they're Saiyans. They do this because they're Saiyans. Yes, they protect the planet, but like, they only able to do that because they're Saiyans. So why drift further away from the Saiyan like bloodline and like stuff that, you know, distinctively shows they're Saiyan besides Super Saiyan, you know? And I continue to think about this. I want to know what y'all think in the comment section below. I really want to know y'all opinion, like, because they can't say it's non-canon. I mean, I never heard it get like retconned or say, oh, this isn't canon, or this Viz translation was wrong. So I really want to know what y'all think in the comments, and get it out there to, you know, the bigger Dragon Ball YouTubers like Unreal in gaming, geekdom, so on and so forth. Like, let them hear about this because it's really crazy. And I mean, like, a majority, a big number of the fan base loves like Super Saiyan 4 and like, you know, that, like, they just love that. You know, like the stuff going back to the Saiyan roots. And like when they used to talk about Yamashi and stuff, they want to hear about the Saiyan roots, like the origins, like keep it because they're Saiyans, not because they got God key or yada yada this. Prove that regardless a Saiyan will, you know, triumph, will continue to push up. I mean, we see that in Broly. We see that in Broly because I mean he fights two people with God key and basically bodies them. But no, Broly was just a movie. I'm not saying he can't come back, but you know, Broly has always been just a movie thing, even when Broly was non-canon. So I really want to know what y'all think in the comment section below. It's been me, Omni. I'll see y'all next time.